Drop in the chat how y'all feeling. Whoa, the spotlight's on me. Don't look too close. Don't look too close. Don't look too close. Blessed, awake and blessed, good, grateful. Thanks, Reese. Reggie's ready to go right now. All right, I see you. Hi, guys. So today, on my end for this gems recap, it's gonna be short. I have gems, but it's not gonna be long or anything like that. So first of all, I'm gonna talk about the law of sacrifice. So I was on the Super Saturday HFX, and I really liked what each individual was saying. And one thing that they had in common, you know, they all said different things, but when it came down to it, they always mentioned sacrifice, having to sacrifice something that is not as valuable to achieve something of greater value. So I was like, okay, what is this law of sacrifice? Let me really look into this. So I did some research and reading. And okay, so the law of sacrifice, I'm just gonna read it to y'all. So what is the law of sacrifice? The law of sacrifice says that you cannot get something you want without giving up something in return. In order to attain something you believe is of greater value, you must give up something you believe is of lesser value. So law of sacrifice. So basically, let's put it into perspective. So when I joined this opportunity, and I realized I needed to put more of my time and effort into it, while also balancing school, other things had to be sacrificed. So I no longer, I'm a PC gamer, but I haven't played or gamed in several months. I love watching anime and reading mangas, but I haven't watched any anime or read any mangas in several months. I barely have time for Netflix or anything like that. I love reading. I love reading books that aren't just motivational books. I love high fantasy books. So things that have high fae in it, and elves and different creatures from different dimensions and realms. But I haven't had time to read that. And usually I can finish an 800-page book in a day or two. But I started one book, and once I really got into this, it's just been on that same page with that same little tissue bookmark. Since then, I haven't touched it or anything like that. So it's I had to sacrifice all these little things. It'd be good, but I lose, when I say I don't do anything though, Rob, if it's a book that I'm really into, that is what consumes my time. That's why I can't read my books like that, is because literally if I'm into it, I'm into it. I will just read through until, even if it takes me until 5 a.m. in the morning the next day, I'm just gonna keep reading and take a potty break and keep reading. But I know myself. I know that if I game, I will just sit there on my bed for hours and just be playing whatever game that I'm playing. So it's okay, I have to sacrifice these little things. I have to sacrifice my video games, my readings, my animes, all this, my Netflix, all this other stuff, to make sure that I maintain what's really important, maintain the blessings and the opportunities that God has blessed me with, which is my education, and here in this opportunity with trading. And now I have, it's one thing for me to, sacrifice these things for myself, but it's another thing to continue to sacrifice these little things when there's other people that depend on you. So having a family, having a team, having opulence, I want to make sure that I'm always available. I want to make sure that I'm always on top of it. I want to make sure that, I'm always available and accessible to educate and help and things like that. But if I'm playing video games and I'm slacking up on my education and what I learn and what I practice here, when they need me, I won't know anything if I'm sitting there playing video games constantly and stuff like that. So the law of sacrifice is something that is very real. It says right here that they said society today tries to deny the law of sacrifice at every turn, promising people that they can fulfill their desires without having to forsake anything at all. Lose weight, I'm quoting things now. Lose weight without giving up your favorite foods. Get ripped without long workouts. Get rich without having to work hard. Then, unquote, unquote. The denial of law of sacrifice is at the heart of things like our soaring credit card debt, not to mention our national debt. The fantasy that you can have whatever you like without ever paying for it is an incredibly seductive fantasy. But it is only a fantasy. There's always a price to pay. So, you know, if you truly want to lose weight or something like that, you have to work out. If you, or you have to stop eating those junk foods. If you want your health to get better, there's no way your health can get better unless you sacrifice those foods that are making it unhealthy. If you want to become wealthy, there's no, the top wealthy people had to put in work. And that's why there isn't so many people at the top right now, because people want it quick and they want it easy. But it's not quick and easy. It is a process. It is a process to get to the top. It is a process to get to reach that or obtain that type of wealth. It's a process, and it's not easy at all. So when you're within this opportunity and you know things aren't as easy as you thought they would be, you have to understand that what exactly are you achieving? You are achieving something great. In order to achieve something as great as you are, you have to be worthy of that. Oh, am I choppy? Am I choppy, guys? I'm not about to sit here keep talking to choppy.
No, you're good. I can hear you.
Oh, okay. But yeah, if you're looking to achieve, no worries, EC. If you're looking to achieve something as great as wealth, then you know you have to be worthy of it. In order to make sure that you're worthy of it, you have to make sure that you're disciplined, and you have to sacrifice those things that are not adding to the wealth that you're trying to achieve, that goal. So it's kind of like, you know, what Christopher Terry said and what Marlon said about, you know, you'll have those pullbacks and things like that. And, or like the blacksmith beating it out of you and stuff like that. You have to beat out those little things. You have to sacrifice those little things in order to make yourself stronger and more worthy. You know, the instance of God, he's not going to give you, you know, what you can't handle. But if you're not willing to sacrifice the little things to achieve the things that he's giving you, then that also shows how worthy you are of it. If you're not willing to sacrifice the little things, then you're not worthy of what you truly desire. You're not worthy of that wealth. You're not worthy of becoming healthy. You're not worthy of achieving, you know, whatever it is that you want to achieve, because you are not willing to sacrifice the little things. So, yeah, that's mainly it. The last thing I wanted to say is when you are going after anything, so in order to achieve, so this is kind of what Jess said, you have to be intentional. So if you really want the success that you desire, you have to be intentional and understand the law of sacrifice so you can truly reach what you desire. So when you're making these sacrifices and things like that, be intentional. So make the sacrifice. Okay, you're like, okay, I gave up the Cheetos. Cool. But I'm not doing anything afterwards. Like, okay, you gave up the Cheetos out, you know, start working out, start pushing for it. Or, okay, I joined this opportunity. But, so I paid the $235, but I didn't do anything with it. Be intentional. If you're gonna pay the $235 to join here, treat it like you've spent $1 million. Sacrifice the little things. put your work and effort into this because you know, okay, this opportunity will make me wealthy, or this opportunity will make me rich. Be intentional. So I'm actually done. BC wants to say something, but I don't know if Dom's next. Not sure. Anyways, I appreciate y'all.
I'm speak up. I don't think Dom has any. So in terms of you were speaking on.
Reese, you're very choppy.
Can y'all hear me now? Can y'all hear me now?
I think so. Let's try and
say it better. Is it better?
I think it's good.
We're good now? Yeah? Okay, but now I was just saying in terms of you spoke on sacrifice and like being intentional and things like that. One thing I realized in terms of sacrifice is a lot of the times, and that goes back to change, right? A lot of the times we don't want to give up what we already have because we're afraid of losing what we have, but not realizing that the Lord's not going to take anything from you without giving it back to you greater, or giving you something that's going to be better, or giving you something that's going to elevate you more, whatever the case is. So sacrifice may be hard because, you know, you're starting to shift and change and, you know, do things that you're not used to doing, but understand that you're going to get something back in return that's going to be better than what you thought you had. You're going to get something back that's going to help you elevate higher than where you're already at. So that was just a little thing that I wanted to add on. But
oh yeah, that's what it said for the law of sacrifice. So for the law of sacrifice, it says the law of sacrifice is when you, in order to attain something you believe is of greater value, you must give up something you believe is of lesser value. So that means that when you do give up those little things, you're going to get something far greater, you know, tenfold of the little thing that you have given up. Oh, Reese, see what you eating over there. Hot pocket.
Well, that's all for me though.
Dom, is there anything you want to add on? Because this is one hot dog. I mean, I can keep talking, to be honest. All right. So the next thing I wanted to say is I was going to keep it on one topic, but I'm going to go ahead and jump to a next topic. So another speaker for that was on the Super Saturday High Frequency was, y'all know, Mr. Teacup, Lizaldo. I really love his stories. I like the way this man speaks because he's so real and he's so blunt. And that's the way that I like speaking, you know, just blunt, to the point, real. But he says you owe it to yourself to be great. You do not owe it to anyone else. You do not owe it, you know, to your mentor. You do not owe it to anybody. You owe it to yourself at the end of the day to be great. Now, you might want to be great for other people, but you owe it to yourself to be great. Your success hinders upon you, is what he said. Your success hinders upon you. So once again, I mean, this really has to do with being intentional. Well, if you're not successful within any space, within anything that you do, that is because of the work that you have put in. If you haven't put in that work that it takes to be successful, if you haven't really gave it your all, if you haven't been really intentional with your actions, if you haven't truly sacrificed the little things, then what do you expect to get out? You get out what you put in. So if you put in a little, you get out a little. If you put in lack of discipline, you get out results that resulted in that lack of discipline. If you put in discipline, you get results that show discipline, which is usually something more positive, something greater. You know what I'm saying? So your success hinders upon you. So also something that he said is stop playing the blame game. Stop playing the blame game. Yes, something also that, not to jump from a different person, but I'm just gonna call him by his last name, Owens. Owen said, so I like our family, a lot because we like to keep each other accountable. But Owen's like, no, if you're not willing to keep yourself accountable, then you don't even care that much at all. So why in the world would I keep you accountable if you don't care to keep yourself accountable? That's how Owen thought about it. So at the end of the day, although you have people that is going to help you keep each other accountable because that's the type of family we are, you have to also be sure that you keep yourself accountable as well. You can't be like, well, I didn't hear from so-and-so today to keep me accountable, so I'm not going to do that thing I should be doing, even though I know I should be doing it. No. Also keep yourself accountable. If you know you should be doing that thing, then do that thing. Do it. And if that person messages you like, hey, are you up? Are you doing a thing? And you can be like, yes, I kept myself accountable. I'm doing that thing. I'm getting it going. I'm having a good day. They're not your mother. Your mentors are not your mother. Your teachers and stuff like that. When you go to college or something like that, they're not your parents. They're not going to make you do that work. You went here, you paid that, $60,000 tuition. You can show up to class or you can not show up to class. They don't care. You can do the homework or you can not do the homework. They don't care. At the end of the day, they have your money. They're getting their paycheck. So the only person that is hindering their success is you. You're hindering your own success. You have to get up, you have to show out, you have to work, you have to put in the work, you have to be intentional, you have to make those sacrifices so you can get something far greater. So Lizaldo said, stop playing the blame game. If you're not accomplishing what you need to do or want to do. So it's either you're going to sink or you're going to swim. Either you're going to sink or you're going to swim. You have to understand that when you came, so Lizaldo is really talking about the story where he had his mentor, he just started, he had a group of people. His mentor is supposed to come, talk to the group of people for him and close them out, but his mentor wasn't able to make it. And he called his mentor and was like, hey, I already got all these people together. Where are you at? Because his mentor was late. And he was like, oh, I'm not going to be able to make it. And Lizaldo was angry. And his mentor was like, look, at the end of the day, this is your business. This is your business. If I die today, is your business going to die with me? Are you going to sink or are you going to swim? You have to understand that your mentors, your teachers, your parents, all these people, they're not the owners of your business. This company is here to make you self-sufficient in more ways than one. It's here to make you self-sufficient within the foreign exchange market. So if we have this trade ideas chat, shout out to everybody that's been sending their ideas in our new wave trade idea chat. But sometimes we might be busy and we might not send trades in that trade idea chat. Are you not going to trade because there was no trade sent out in the trade idea chat? And you might be new. So that's understandable that you're like, okay, well, I don't know what to do. Well, when I was new, what did I do? I hopped on those markets. I hopped on the harmonic scanner. I made myself self-sufficient. No one made me self-sufficient. I got in here and I started asking questions. I started looking at the charts. I started using Go Live. I started using the education that I paid for because I already had it in my mind that I was going to be self-sufficient when I joined this opportunity. So at the end of the day, if no one sends any trade signals, I am not hurt. I am not phased. I do not notice. Why? Because I am self-sufficient. Because this is my business. This is the opportunity I paid for. No one is going to hinder my success except for me. If I do not put in trades, I do not make any money. But if no trades are sent out, that is not why I didn't make any money. It's because I didn't hop on the scanner and go look for any myself. Be intentional. Understand that this is your business. Your mentor, if they help you grow it, that is because they're doing it out of kindness and they see that you deserve it. But understand that those handouts, this is your business. So you should want to grow it yourself. Reggie, a shout out to you because he's always helping. He helped me get my Marlin and Nay, 2 people for my P1. And then he just, if he sees somebody that needs something, he helps them. He helped Marlon, he helped Christian. He constantly helps. So shout out to Reggie. But at the end of the day, I'm like, dang, I know that I like trading and stuff like that, but I know that I want to grow my business. So I need to get better. I need to get better at communicating with people and talking to people about this opportunity. So what did I do? I started asking Reese and Mel and Reggie, because they are really great at talking to people about the business, just speaking with people and relating to people in general. That is a skill that I can say, transparently, that is not my, I'm not well suited with yet, but it's something I'm working on. But I knew that, okay, I don't want Reggie to continue to, spoon feed us. I want to be able to, learn. So I appreciate any time Reggie, puts somebody under us or something like that. But it's like, at the end of the day, I want to bring on those people. They're my, they're the people that I want to help and I want to mentor. I want to help become self-sufficient, and I want to develop as leaders. So I need to build up my skill, not just in trading, but in the things that I lack in. I have to become self-sufficient when it comes to bringing people into this business, showing them how great this opportunity is. But I have to be intentional. That means I have to be, in those DMs, or I have to be out here talking to people, or I have to be on the phone calling people up. And I have to be intentional. What do I have to sacrifice? I have to sacrifice that uncomfortableness that I feel every time I have to talk to someone. I have to push past that. And I know what this opportunity can bring for people. So it's like, what do I choose? Do I choose to be uncomfortable? Do I choose to be comfortable and not talk to anyone, and then be selfish and not share this opportunity with many people that I know can change their lives? Or do I choose to, all right, Dom, do I choose to push past that uncomfortable barrier, get comfortable with being uncomfortable, and help spread this opportunity to multiple people without having to be spoon-fed with it? So, gotta be intentional, gotta sacrifice different things, because at the end of the day, it can change and impact many people, including yourself. So Dom said she has something to say, which is awesome. I love y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pass it over to Dom. Remember, I love saying this, that if you're not willing to change, you're not willing to grow. And if you're not willing to grow, you're hindering yourself. You're hindering your success. So we have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. That is how we learn to grow. All right, now I'm gonna pass it off to Dom. All right, Dom, your host.
Okay, guys, sorry, just give me 1 second. I am going to, can y'all see me? Ooh, hello. Fun, okay. Great, Niquana's still spotlighted. Keep her spotlighted.
Oh, no, it's you. What you mean?
All right, family, I just want to say my voice is mad hoarse right now. I'm sorry. There's been a lot happening this weekend, but the setup is not nice today. Okay. So yeah, this is just gonna be short. I was going through my notes because I really felt bad that I wasn't gonna say anything today, and I already, committed to Reese that I was gonna speak this morning, and it's my fault that I wasn't completely prepared, so I'll take responsibility for that first and foremost. But I was going through my notes, and kind of a little bit just to bounce off of what Niquana was talking about, sacrifice, but in a little different of a way. So I want to talk about, sacrificing your pride. because pride is something that, you know, a lot of us have, and that we really need to get over, especially within this opportunity. Pride can't be in the way of your success because it's going to hinder you a lot. So I would definitely say sacrifice your pride and really just get into the game with all mistakes, you know, ready to be made. Like, do these calls and, you know, obviously be prepared. Don't do a dom, but be prepared for them. But, you know, be okay with, you know, messing up, and be okay with not having, you know, everything together. Like, it's fine. This is a educational space, so this is a learning opportunity, right? So you're here to learn, and you're here to be better, and you're here to become, you know, 100% of the person you're supposed to be. So you know, so do the calls, do these calls, do the prospect calls, you know, like, mess up. Bryce Thompson, as he said so many times, like, I did so many prospect calls and they sounded horrible. Like, they were horrible. He doesn't know how he signed people up, but he did it anyways, because you have to do things, you know, over and over and over and over and over to get better. So sacrifice your pride, and really just, you know, go for it 100%. Like, don't be scared, because especially with the community that we have, like this New Waves community, this GEMS community, this Opulence community, we're all here, you know, to support each other, as I've been saying for so long. Like, we're always here to support each other, and we're only here to help each other improve, not get worse, not to put each other down. So the only thing you'll ever get from all of us is a support and love, and some advice, maybe even to get better. You know, anytime I finish a call, Reese's always like, you know, this and this and that. You did amazing, but, you know, we'll work on this next time. I'm like, okay, cool. So yeah, just, you know, get your pride out of the way. Just make sure you're willing to make these mistakes. Make sure you're willing to do all the calls. Make sure you're willing to do the prospect calls, training calls, you know, and really lock into your education, and start teaching the family with mistakes made. Because success is on the other side of failure. That is a quote that I had written down. Success is on the other side of failure, and, you know, do everything you can to improve. Sorry, I was literally going through my notes trying to find something to say to you guys. I'm human, and I will do the best I can to. I will make mistakes. I think that might be like just a little gem that I have to share with you guys. I don't know if there's much can be taken away from me. I want to teach. Yeah, family. I think that was just a little gem that I wanted to share with you guys. I know it wasn't too long.
Well, it doesn't have to be long. Gems are gems. Gems are gems.
Is that the quote of the day? Gems are gems.
No, wait, bro.
What did you say? Marlon just tapped in and tapped out.
No worries, though, Dom. I appreciate your gem.
Thank you. I don't know. Well, no weight room. Oh, don't kill me. You'll have to explain that after, because I did not get that. But thanks, family, for hopping on. As I'm gonna say this again, just because I am. Yeah, I know this was a short gems recap, but we did have some good gems dropped for myself, Reese, and Niquana. I might steal somebody's quote right now, but, you know, go out and kill the day. Be beautiful, be you, and always be ready to improve. I think that is my quote. I like that one. Be beautiful, be you, and be always ready to improve. Oh, good French press. Okay, family. Love you so much. Have a great day. And we'll talk later. Thanks for all the trades, Big Juan.